Now, great. So today we are going to be working and focusing purely on lower body, which I know pretty much everyone here has had a run today. So they should be very thankful for this one. The playlist, I will just pop the link one more time, just in case you need it, is in the chat for you. Start from the beginning and make sure you're not on shuffle if you would like to use the playlist this evening. If you are going to use the playlist, pop it on now. And you will notice it's a lovely Valentine's Day theme as well. I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted, and then I'm going to head on back to the mat and we can get started. Fab. We're going to start today in a cross-legged seated position, wherever you feel comfortable. So as we've said in previous weeks, go to whichever leg you feel you go to normally and then swap them over so that we're stretching out that side of the body that will be a little bit tighter. Now pop those hands down onto the knees, and we're just going to slowly start to wake up the neck. So tip over to the right hand side, chin down to the chest, over to the left and up. And we're just going to do about 6 rotations of this, just stretching out that upper back before we get started. Likely really tense if we've been sat this afternoon with your head over your phone, over your computer. Even though it's not the lower body, it connects into that spine, which is what we're going to be working through today. So we just want to make sure it's nice and awake. And just one more circle that way for me. When you reach the top, back the other way. Just another 6 going in the other direction. Well done, guys. Now, if you want to, close those eyes down as always. Hope you're all wearing your very snuggly Sunday outfits. It definitely feels like baggy jumper and cuddly leggings weather today. Keep those rotations going. And just another 2. Nice. And final one for me. Meeting back at the top. And then we're just going to do a few rotations of tilting the head forwards, really tucking that chin down to the chest, and then upwards and really looking up to the sky, stretching through the throat and the front of the neck, and then tilting back forwards again, stretching through those shoulders, through the back of the neck, tipping it back. Well done, guys. Tipping it forwards again. Really tuck that chin. And last one, tipping it back. And finally tipping it forwards. Now we're going to hold here with the chin tipped forwards just for 10 seconds. Close those eyes down and really start to deepen that breathing. Nice deep breath in and out. One more breath in and out. And then we're just going to roll that head up nice and slowly, really slowly over 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Just shake those shoulders off for me. We're going to go into starting to stretch that lower body now, just now that we've woken the top of the spine up. So first off, you're going to take those hands together, interlink the fingers, and lift up to the sky. Now from here, you're going to tilt over to your left-hand side. I'm just going to start to work on waking up the mid and lower spine now as well. So tilting over to the side, we're just going to start with a few little pulse type movements. So just tilting over to where you feel a bit of tension, lifting up, and going back into the tilt and lifting up again. I'm just going to go for about 10 of these, just to start to wake up the mid spine. Another 3, another 2. And on this last one, we're going to hold wherever you can feel that tension. Nice deep breath in and out. In again and out. One more for me, guys. In and out. Drop those arms, but keep the tilt. Arms come down to the sides and keep that tilt, and you should now just feel that a little bit through the side of the neck and the shoulder. Perfect. Meeting back in center. We're going to interlink those fingers again, and exactly the same, but tilting over to the right hand side. So up to the sky and with me tilting over. Now starting with those 10 pulses again. Well done, guys. As you pulse, you should start to notice that you're starting to be able to get a little bit more of a range of motion. Well done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, holding at that point of tension. Nice deep breath in and out. One more in and out. Loosening the arms, but keeping the tilt. Feeling that stretch in the left-hand side of the neck. Oh, nice, guys. Okay, shake it out. We are going to get one leg out to the side. So one leg out to the side, one flat of the foot comes in, either near to the thigh, or if the range of motion is available for you, you could find the flat of your foot touching your thigh. If you need it out, that's absolutely fine. Now we're going to start today by mobilizing into this position. So a lot of the time we've done stretches where we're going straight in, but today we're going to mobilize the body a little bit first so that when we go into the stretch, we've got a little bit more of a range of motion. So pop your opposite hand down onto the floor, and quite simply, we're going to lean over to the opposite side to the leg and lower down onto the forearm if you can. Great. Now from here, we're going to roll. Oh, I'm going to hit my water bottle. Oh, there we go. We're going to roll down slowly to the floor. Now that chest should be touching the thigh. Keep on going around. We're going in a really big circle all the way around. Use that other hand to push you a little bit if you need. All the way back up to the top. And we're going to do one more circle. So arm back up again, reaching over, down onto the forearm. Ooh. And then gradually tilting so that the chest is coming down to that thigh, and using that placed hand to push you around and wake up those hips a little bit to allow us to stretch a bit more in. And back to the top. Well done. Okay. Now we're here, we're going to start going into that hamstring stretch. So you're going to turn and face the leg. The foot stays pointing up. So you want the foot flexed, not pointed. Different people will have different range of motion. So if yours looks like this, that's fine. If yours looks like this, again, fine. A slight bend in the bottom of the knee, just a little bit, and then back to there. Take the arms out in front of you and gradually imagine the chest going down to that thigh. But what you want to make sure you're doing is keeping the back nice and straight. So what we don't want to see is this. What we want to see is this. Well done, guys. Slowly lowering down, trying to keep that back nice and straight. Now, if you can reach without rounding your back, feel free to. But if not, you're totally fine to keep your hands maybe on the calf of your leg, wherever you're reaching to. And flexing that foot a little bit more, you should start to feel a nice stretch down the back of the hamstring. Just going to stay here. Use those hands either side of the shin to give yourself a nice massage using the knuckles, just slowly pushing through, removing the hands back up to just below the knee and pushing through again. So we've still got that stretch going in the hamstring, but just massaging out that calf a little bit as we go as well. And one more. Well done. Back to a focus on just the stretch now. And we're going to stay here for 15 seconds. Well done, team. Keep that breathing going. If you can feel any specific points of tension, imagine that breath going to that point and then sighing the tension away. Well done. Keep it there. Perfect. One more breath for me, in and out. Perfect. Now the leg that you've got bent out, the leg that you've got straight, not bent, we're just going to take that into a right angle position. And then the leg that you have bent is going to come in to a right angle position just behind you. This is called a 90-90. We've done this one before. So you're set up, you've got a right angle in the front leg, a square if you put your arm down, and then a right angle through the back leg. Now we're going to start by leaning over that front leg onto the hands. You don't want to be tilting either way. You want to be straight over that front leg. And now gradually you're going to lower yourself down, bending those elbows as you go, until you find a point of tension where you start to feel a stretch across the glute on this front leg. Now, when you find that point, stay there, breathe into it. For some of you, that might be down on the forearms. For others, that might be up. That's totally fine. And we're just going to stretch out that glute. And also you should feel this through the outer quad a little as well. Again, nice deep breaths. We're going to stay here for another 15 seconds. On your next exhale, can you get any lower? Can you stretch any further? Now is your chance to. Well done, team. Just make sure that that front foot is flexed as well, not pointed, and then you'll just feel a little bit more of a stretch. Great work. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to lift up, and that front leg is going to become our bent leg, and the back one becomes our outer leg. Now we did this before on the other side, but we're just going to mobilize the hips a little bit again before we go into the stretch on this side. So right arm up, left arm over to the side. I'm going to lean over, turn the pelvis, chest down to that thigh, and follow it round, using that side hand to push you if needed, all the way over until you're on top of the opposing leg, and then back up again. And one more time, over, down onto the forearm, chest on top of the thigh, and gradually pushing yourself around that circle. Nice, team. Perfect. And back up again. Nice. And now we're going to move into that hamstring stretch. So setting yourself up exactly the same as we were on the other side. A slight bend in the knee, keeping the foot flexed. And we're going to lean into the stretch. Remember, keeping the back straight, leaning forwards, starting to feel that stretch down the back of the hamstring. Now, if you can't feel it, try flexing your foot a little bit more, or straightening that knee down to the floor a little bit more. And that should, a bit tight, really help. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Well done. And then just use those knuckles again to massage down the outside of those shins to the bottom, lift them off, and then we're coming just back to underneath the knee. And again, just going to go over this 5 times whilst we're still focusing on stretching that hamstring, but just giving them a nice little massage down the edge of the calf as well. Well done, everyone. And one more. And then we're going to go back into that hold of the hamstring stretch. And we're going to stay here for 15 seconds. So take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower to your point of tension and stay here. Close those eyes down. Keep the breath going. And start to feel any of that tension down the back of that leg. ease away. Ready for another week of training. Nice. 2 more breaths, deep in and exhale. And another deep breath in and exhale. Now gradually pushing yourself back up. We're going to bring that leg in to meet the base of the feet together. Now we're going to work on opening up the groin a little bit before we move on to lying down and working through some glute stretches and also some calf stretches as well. So grab those hands, wrap them around the feet, and try and push those knees to the floor as much as you can. Now, you may find it quite difficult to stay sat up while you're doing this, but try not to hunch over. Try and keep your body nice and upright as well. A good way to think of this is get yourself into position and then literally roll your shoulders back and down, and that's where you want to be. Now, you can take one hand off and start to push just very, very gently down on that side to try and just open up a little bit more. Perhaps some pulsing if that range of motion is nearly there, but not quite. Well done. And then we're going to hold with the hand on the pressure for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Swap over onto the other leg, applying a little bit of pressure. Remember, one side may be tighter than the other, that's fine. Include those pulses if you need them for the range of motion. Well done, everyone. And we're going to hold for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Fab. Now take that right leg in front of you and we are going to swing the left leg to the back, coming in to a half lunge. So we've got one leg out in front of us, one leg behind on the floor. Now, if you're finding this uncomfortable at all, feel free to use your cushion and pop it under the knee, like so. Now from here, hold on to a surface if you find that you need this, but just lean back, grab that ankle and bring it up towards the glute. Now you may find you need to step the front foot forwards a little bit just to get a bit more range, that's fine. And you may find you need to apply pressure with both hands to reach that point where you feel tension in that quad. Wherever that is, when you feel the tension, stay there. Well done. Nice deep breathing. And in again. And out again. Can you bring that heel any closer? Well done. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly drop that ankle. Switch over to the other side. Again, using the cushion if you need. Leaning back, taking a hold of the ankle, stepping the front foot forwards if you need to get your balance. You can also step this out to the side if that's a bit more comfortable for you. Second hand joins. Oh, there we go. And we pull in towards the glute again. Feeling that stretch down the front of the quad. And you may find that you feel this slightly into the groin as well if you're quite tight there. Keep breathing. And on every exhale, see if you can bring that foot a little bit closer to that bum cheek. Well done. Keep the breathing going. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that ankle. Cushion comes out the way. Swing those legs to the front, and we're slowly going to lower down to the floor. Now make sure your strap is nearby for this bit, and also your pillow if you want a little bit of a headrest. Perhaps use this time to have a quick drink of water as well. Perfect. So going down to the mat, we're on our back. Legs are feet flat on the floor, slight bend. Bend in those knees, feet flat on the floor. Now we're going to take the right foot up across the left thigh into one of our favorite stretches for the glute. We're going to lean forwards, grab the back of that hamstring, grab the shin if you want, but just be a little bit careful applying pressure there and avoid the knee. Bring it towards you. And now with that right elbow, can you use that to push the right knee slightly outwards? And that will just increase the stretch through the hip as well as the glute. Or feel free to just stay in the glute-based stretch as well. I'm going to take a deep breath in now for 4 seconds. In, 2, 3, 4. And on the exhale, can you bring it any closer? Well done. Keep that breathing going. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down, uncross and switch over for me. Leaning through the gap again onto the back of that hamstring and pulling, much tighter on this side, just carefully towards you. Now again, option there to have one hand on the back of the leg and use the opposite elbow to push that knee away a little bit if you want some more stretch into the hip, or just stay here in that glute stretch if the bum is feeling nice and tight after today's miles. We're going to take another 4-second breath in. 2, 3, 4. And on the exhale, can you put it a little bit closer? Nice. We're going to stay here for a little while, breathing through that tension. Well done. Perfect. And lowering that leg back down when you're ready, but this time straightening the legs out in front of you. We're just going to do a quick counter stretch. So grab those hands together above the head, point the toes, stretch up and really stretch that body out. Wiggle everything off, kick the feet and relax back in. Well done. Now grab that strap and we're going to start stretching into the hamstrings, but using a little bit more power than just our own. So now you can either have your right leg flat on the floor or bent, whichever is more comfortable for you, but you're going to loop your strap around the foot on your left leg. If you're using a resistance band that's quite loose, you might need to wrap it around your hands a few times so that you get enough tension to do this. And then from here, we're slowly going to try and bring that leg slightly close to us until you feel that point of tension down the back of the hamstring, just here. Now this is targeting a lot more of the upper hamstring than our other hamstring stretches, which have mainly targeted the lower hamstring. Totally fine if you need a slight bend in the knee as well. Slight bend will mean that we're targeting the upper hamstring more. Pushing out to near on a lock will send this further down the hamstring. And depending how you're doing, option as well to lower out that other leg, although that does become a little trickier. Now we're going to stay here for 30 seconds, breathing through. Close those eyes down. And enjoy having a little bit more support, allowing you to stretch out a little bit further than usual. Well done, guys. Okay, when we're ready, you're going to keep that strap there, but you're going to bring it into just your left hand. Right hand is going to stay by your side for support. And we're gradually, just with gravity, going to let that left leg drop out towards the side. Now, if you are bent on the right leg, try and lower that to the floor now. And we're just going to allow the leg to float here out to the side, opening up those hips again but the support of the band or the dressing gown strap just letting us hold the stretch, whereas normally we wouldn't be able to do so. Now, for some of you, that may be here, your range of motion. It might be flat on the floor if you're extremely flexible, but wherever you feel that point of tension, just holding there. And what you'll notice over these 30 seconds is gravity will just start to pull it a little bit further. Well done. Keep breathing. Well done, team. Another 10 seconds here. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the band and give that leg a bit of a shake out. Well done. Now you guys stay where you are. I'm just going to have to go flip to the other end of my mat so that I can swap sides because of the wall. So we're going to move on to the right leg now. Again, either keeping the left leg bent or lowering to the floor, up to you. We're going to take the band and wrap it around the base of the right foot. Tighten up those ends if you need on the resistance band or on a dressing gown strap if you just need to get a better hold of it. Straighten out that leg, a little bend in the knee, and gradually pulling it back towards you. Starting to feel that stretch in the lower part of the hamstring and into the back of the knee. Well done, guys. Gonna hold here, and remember, option to straighten the leg out a little, bend it again, work through the range of motion if you wish, or just holding and gradually finding that tension ease away. Gonna stay here for 30 seconds. Remember to breathe. Can you feel any points of tension in your body? Perhaps you're tensing the bum a little bit, or you're tensing the left leg a little bit, or those shoulders aren't quite relaxed. Try and sigh it out. Let the body sink into the floor other than that leg. Well done. Okay, switching over to a one-handed grip on the band or dressing gown strap. Left hand goes down to the side and left leg now straightens to the floor. We're again just going to let that leg come out to the side to wherever your range of motion allows. I'm a lot tighter on this side. And we're just going to stay here for 30 seconds, allowing the hips to open up a little bit more and gravity slowly bringing the leg even further open and extending that range of motion. Now, this is a really great stretch you can do as well pre-run to wake those hips up, as well as post-run to stretch them out as well. If you're doing this pre-run, I'm just going to quickly show you. Rather than doing this slow and steady like we're doing today, you can use the band but in swifter motion. So bring the leg out, up to stretch, out to the side, round, up, out, and round. But if you're stretching out at the end of a run, just holding, allowing the body to relax. Well done. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Losing the band. Well done, guys. And dropping the leg down to the floor. Give those legs a wiggle, bit of a shake out. We're just going to join our feet together and allow the hips to open, the knees to sink out to the side. And for the last 2 minutes of our session today, we're just going to bring those hands, one on the stomach, one on the chest, whichever way around is comfortable for you. Close those eyes. Turn off from the world around you. And just breathe. Let go of any of that stress you've been feeling, any anger or upset from the week we've just had. Now's the time to let it all go. Ready for a fresh, clean week when you wake up tomorrow. Knowing that your body is stronger and better and perhaps faster than it was for the 7 days you just smashed. Just going to leave you here for a minute now, no talking, and I'll let you know when it's time to open those eyes. Just keep the deep breathing going. Well done, guys. Gradually starting to bring a little bit of feeling to those fingers, wiggling those toes. Nice. Bring the legs together to one side, rolling into a fetal position on your side. Stay here for a couple of seconds. And when you feel ready, just using the hands, push you up, keeping the eyes closed, into a seated position with the legs crossed. Remember, opposing way to how you would normally sit. Bring the hands onto the knees. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down. And when you're ready, just blink those eyes open. Nice and slowly. Whew. And welcome back. Great work, guys. Well done. I'm just going to stop the recording of today's session now.